Welcome to another episode of last week's Comic Today. I have a short stack, got a new number one. I was very curious about this. We're starting this week with self-help. I have not read anything from Owen King before. I do know his brother and father, but I also don't remember the solicitation text. I do remember the preview pages. And here's what I took away, which turned out to be completely wrong. So there's these two guys that have the same face, alright? So this guy is in this diner. He gets mistaken for this guy on the poster. He's a big, basically, arena tour, motivational self-help speaker guy. And this other guy works for a misspelled driver. So, I had all of these thoughts about it being time-related, that these were the same guy, that something had happened, that he was in maybe witness protection, or he was in hiding, but he was actually this guy. That's not what this is. They are actually two guys, and it happens at maybe the three-quarter of the way through, where the two of them meet. There's a conversation that happens, but this whole time, you're seeing the story from both of their perspectives, and I'm like, it's still time related, right? Until he actually gets in the car, right there. I'm like, okay, all right. And then I was completely confused. I'm like, well, now I have no idea where this story is going. But this guy, the motivational speaker guy, is going to meet somebody up in the hills. His car isn't working, so he hires the driver, and that's how the two of them wind up meeting. Their lives are completely different, and things happen. And I'm very curious to see what happens next. So I will be adding this to my pull list. I don't remember if this is a miniseries or intended to be an ongoing, but I am super curious to see where this goes. Sanction, issue 2. This is the Russian 1980s, I think. Let's see if there's a year here. I don't see one. I believe this is 87, Russia. There are two cops investigating a murder. This guy's actually, he thinks it's a series of murders. And the other guy, the drunk, is, he just wants to solve it, to clear the case, and not investigate really that much deeper. That's this guy here who's showing up late for the meeting, and he's in trouble. So it's a crime, it's a police story, I'll say, that is ongoing. And there's stuff happening in the background, like we actually see this is the guy, this is the murderer. So we actually know who he is. We're seeing things from his perspective as well. I'm enjoying it. There's not, I would say, a whole lot that happens this issue, but there is a great last page cliffhanger that I don't think is as much of a cliffhanger as it appears to be, unless the murderer is only targeting women, and then it's going to be much worse. But yeah, this is going well, and this, I think, is a 5-issue series. I could be completely wrong. I really should. You would think I would review numbers before I start shooting these videos. I never do. Just going based on memory, which is unreliable. Rare Flavours, issue 6. This is the end of the miniseries, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, although maybe not as much as the previous issues. So this is... there's been this storyline happening in the background. It's like 1 or 2 pages per issue of this awards ceremony, of this acceptance speech, which he gives this issue, and it's good. It's touching. It's a tribute to his mother, and it's good. It's just, I was really having a lot of fun with the demon guy who left him at the beach last issue, where he's coming right here. This guy. So I was really into the not quite supernatural aspect, because that's not what was interesting. The guy and the things that he thought and said and did, that was interesting. And so we get a snippet. We get him telling somebody else a story of event. Anyway. It's just not enough of that guy, and it's all this guy who is always the lesser interesting of the characters. So it ends well. It's just not, I guess, as good as I hoped it would be. Anyway, it's good. It ends well. I will probably get the trade. I've been thinking about getting this and Lila Star in giving them to a couple of friends that I think would enjoy them, so I'm probably going to wind up with a couple of copies of this to give away as gifts. But it's good. I'm not saying that it's not. It's just not as good as I kind of thought it would be, that I was hoping it was going to be, because the more interesting character is just not really in this issue much. 2 Rick Remender books in 1 week. It's not even my birthday. But Sacrificers issue, what are we up to? 9? Holy cow. Sacrificers 9. It's incredibly well done. It is absolutely... I made the comment last issue. It was also, I think, around the 3/4 of the way through the issue point that I'm like, oh, I just realized this is God of War. And it absolutely is this issue. Pigeon shows up to take down this guy, and he's a Poseidon equivalent, and it's brutal and awesome. And I especially liked the text box narration that goes on. It's brutal. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely brutal, but it's also incredible. There's one moment, this here, where the two of them are facing off, and I'm just like, I think this could have been framed better. But otherwise, the art's incredible. The writing is top-notch, and I loved it. I want to see where this is going. There is, I'll show you this. So we get some moments like this, where, and I don't think that's squinting. I think it's sad eyes. He has these very sad eyes, I'm going to say. And, I mean, look at that. And I think what he is doing, has been doing, is going to catch up to him at some point, and I think it's going to be a long road where he kills a bunch of people, destroys, I mean, he destroys... I think at some point he's going to realize that he has also been a bad guy, that he's not much better than the people he's killing, and there's going to be sort of a day of reckoning, and I both look forward to and dread that moment, and I think it's going to be a while before that hits, but this is incredibly well done. Loved every second of it. Also incredibly well done, and every second of which I loved, is Grommets issue 2. This is clearly a 7-issue series, and we meet these 3, the Gens, this issue, and it's hilarious and awesome. And where this is violent and sad, this is fairly, I mean, it's certainly far more colorful. And just look at, I mean, there's so many details in all of these scenes. The art is absolutely gorgeous, and this is upbeat, it's funny, it's colorful, it's just emotionally extremely different from this, and for that reason, both are incredibly well done, writing art at every level. This, however, is getting pick of the week just because it's fundamentally fun. It's really enjoyable. There is a couple of minor mysteries, like if this, I don't think that's his mom, but then who is she? Because I don't know. It's odd. There was also this odd moment where 2 red cars, one leaves, and then the very next panel, a different one shows up, and they're both small. One has this white stripe, and I'm like, did this car just like turn around in the street and then come back? No, it's a different car. I'm going to say that I wish this car were a different color just so it were more obvious, less confusing. But anyway, that is the one thing in this entire issue. I just wish this car were a different color. This is the only comment I have. But weirdly, there's Taco Bell, there's KFC earlier in this. It's I'm kind of surprised that they are using real world institutions and not just making up fake things. Where did it go? I know KFC was in here somewhere. Anyway, it's incredible. We get this scene here. I mean, look at this. That's awesome. And then look at that. I mean, holy shit. So yes, this is pick of the week. It's amazing. It's incredible. I'm gonna say this very early. Grab the trade of this whenever it comes out because this was awesome. Lastly, there is Midnite Show. This is the collection of the 4-issue miniseries that came out earlier this year. It's not quite July yet, but Cullen Bunn, Brian Hurt, they've done just several series before that I thoroughly enjoyed. This is a monster movie that comes to life and kind of takes over a small town for a night. There's a werewolf, a vampire, Dracula, a sea creature, and a mummy that are all fighting, and there's a bunch of humans that die. Oh yeah, there's the sea creature. It's incredibly, it's very well done. It's very well done, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh yeah, there's a Frankenstein. Are there 5? I think there's 5. Frankenstein, Dracula, creature, mummy, werewolf. Yes, 5. It's very well done. Cullen Bunn, Brian Hurt, get everything that they do. It's gonna be good. So that is everything that I got this week. As I said, Grommets is already pick of the week, but all of this stuff is good to varying degrees, and I get all of my books from a local comic shop. If you don't know where yours is, you can use this URL to find the one closest to you. Thanks for watching.